Yo, 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 yo. Welcome into a little Sports 56 Happy Hour. I'm your buddy Johnny Radio. It's a little 2 for Tuesday action. We got David Cobb at CBSSports.com at 11:30. We're going to talk college football, college basketball, and money. Man, money makes the world go round. Passion is what makes college football. But for your team to keep a passionate fan base, they're going to have to ante up. Because the numbers around college football have been out, CBSSports.com, they reported on a lot of wonderful things yesterday having to do with dollars, having to do with how much basically a position player costs these days. I'll go over some of these figures. We're also going to talk about Jaden Rashada, his lawsuit. Holy cow. Florida can't look any worse. Napier looks terrible. And it's just wild. The whole situation is wild with Rashada, who didn't get anything after signing with Florida. We'll dive deep into it. Then has to go to Arizona State, doesn't get anything, just the opportunity to play football. Now he's at Georgia. But huge lawsuit. And then we have to also remember, like, just speaking of lawsuits, there's probably none still bigger than the House versus the NCAA, which, again, it's asking for $2.7 billion in back pay for former college athletes. It's also asking for $20 million fund from each power conference to be directly distributed to these athletes. So lots of numbers and financial things that we have to go into about college football. The one thing, though, that is the truth is, why is college football so great? It's the passionate fan bases. It is absolute, as Jake Crane put it yesterday, it's almost cult-like. And these towns thrive and live off these athletic departments. Is some of that going to change? I doubt it. It's always been about the haves and have-nots, and when you have a crazy fan base. But, man, the dollars, man, that's pushing college football is absolutely wild. We will break down the numbers for basically position players, again, according to CBSSports.com. A linebacker in the transfer portal is going to cost you anywhere from $100,000 to $300,000.
Yeah, these numbers are crazy.
A defensive back, $120,000 to $225,000. A defensive lineman, $250,000 to $600,000. And don't forget the special ones, like the one down at Ole Miss who got $1.2 million. Yes, that's correct. Offensive lineman, average $350,000 to $500,000. Wide receivers $75,000 to $200,000, and running backs $200,000 to $300,000. Those are just some of the typical numbers. Like the average quarterback, by the way, in the transfer portal, $500,000 to $800,000. But Cam Ward, he got over $2 million, along with Dylan Gabriel, who went from Oregon from Oklahoma. Before that, he was at Central Florida. It's his third school. Cam Ward, though, Miami. He's gone to Miami. Where'd he come from? Washington State. He got $2 million. And remember, Riley Leonard. He was at Duke. He's now going to be the QB at Notre Dame, replacing Sam Hartman. He got $2 million. So we're going to talk a little bit of dollars, cents, college sports. And, again, the passionate fan bases are going to be there. The numbers are crazy. But we'll talk about that here in a little bit. We're also at 12 o'clock. Hallelujah. We got Zach Boyd on because we got NBA basketball. It's back, baby. It's the Pacers. It's the Celtics. Pacers, let's be real, without the Giannis, without the Dame injury, they didn't get out of that. They don't get out of that series. Without everybody and their grandmother getting injured for the Knicks, they don't get out that series. But the Celtics, they've been in cruise control for like a month. Indiana's been getting up and down like a bunch of madmen, and the Celtics rely so much on that three ball. We'll break that game down. We'll also talk about what we expect out of the Dallas Mavericks and the Minnesota Timberwolves, who tip it up tomorrow. So we're going to talk a lot of hoops at 12 o'clock with Zach Boyd. Opening things up, though. Oh, and I got great Hardwood. We got crazy. Like,
got some wood, John?
I got major wood.
All right.
We got major wood. We also got did you know that Tyson Fury lost a fight over the weekend?
He did. That's
How
right.
the hell did I just find out about that, like at 3
question.
o'clock yesterday?
That's a good question. I don't know.
Well, was anybody thinking that Usyk was actually going to beat Fury? They said that Fury was only minus 120, and I was like, man, that's That's weird.
Yeah, that is weird.
He's Tyson freaking Fury. He's never lost a fight. His dad was trying to fight Usyk, remember?
That's right.
I thought Fury was going to put him down. I didn't even pay attention to this. Yesterday afternoon, I'm sitting here just driving down the road, feeling good, and I hear that Fury lost, that he was dominant during the first 6. And then after the first 6 rounds, he got absolutely smoked the final 6 rounds. So I don't know, man. That shocked me. And also, we got Scotty Scheffler updates. Did you know he was supposed to be at, like, the arraignment today?
Yeah, and they like postpone it to
They
June or July.
Postponed it to late in June. Again, Scotty Scheffler with no body cam footage because the dude somehow wasn't wearing it or didn't have it on. That would be the officer who was a little overzealous and attached himself to the car. Also, would like to remind you that some of the other information, I don't think Darlington put it out there where you understood it as well. The security guards on Thursday, on Friday, on Saturday, on Sunday, were all wearing the exact same. Like, this was Thursday morning. Was this Friday morning? Friday morning. So they played on Thursday. He went in there early Thursday morning, and guess what?
What?
The security guards were wearing the exact same vest as the police officers. So you had security guards and police officers on scene basically looking exactly alike. And what was the rules? He's supposed to drive down in the right lane. He's in a player vehicle. He's supposed to just like wave the tag when one of the security guards looks at him and go on. Obviously a huge misunderstanding. Was charged with a felony and 3 misdemeanors, and they're putting it on pause. We got crazy stuff. Did you know that Red Lobster is closing?
Yeah, I did, John. Because
I didn't know Red Lobster was still open.
supposedly, I meant to read a story about this last week because I was going to bring this hard when I didn't have time. But supposedly, it has something to do. They had like an all-you-can-eat shrimp deal, and people were going and like selling them out of shrimp because they were eating so much.
Bro, I didn't even know that Red Lobster. Do we didn't have a Red Lobster still here in
Oh,
Memphis? Did we?
yeah. There was
Where?
one on Winchester, right? Was
Oh,
that one
really?
still open? I think so. Yeah.
Man, I know there's still a Hooters over there,
Sure is, yeah. But this is further down on.
and
on
there's a half
Winchester.
shell.
Yes, it's closer to the half shell. I think it's where the Dick's Sporting Goods is.
No, I don't know where Dick's is.
It's
I'm sure you.
You know where the
do.
Whataburger is, the new Whataburger that they just opened?
Actually, no, I haven't been to the new
Jeez,
Whataburger either.
John, what do you know?
Obviously, not a lot on
Not
Winchester.
a lot, no.
I just knew that they had a Hooters. There's a Walmart.
It's further
I think a
down.
Sam's
If you
Club over
go,
there?
yes, if you go like towards Collierville,
All
then
right.
you'll get to the Red Lobster. I
got a funny. Yeah, Red Lobster's gone though. It's closing. Got a funny story though. It's not funny, but it's weird. Like there's a Division III baseball tournament going on. You know that?
Birmingham Southern.
Birmingham Southern, whose school is closing on June 1st.
You know who's a proud alum of Birmingham Southern?
No.
Your former producer.
Jay?
Yeah.
Get out of here.
No.
What?
Yes.
What?
Yeah.
What?
Right.
Okay, sure. I thought he went to Texas Tech.
He started his career at Texas Tech and then transferred to Birmingham.
I would
Southern.
claim him to be a Red Raider.
He does. I mean, he claims both, but
Especially, though, that this school is now closing its doors officially forever on
right.
the 1st of June. School is already out. And guess what? If they make it to the World Series, they could be playing after their school's already closed. So they'd be playing for no school.
how about that?
But you know who they played and beat yesterday?
No, I don't know.
The Trans Athletic Team.
Huh?
Yes, Trans Athletic Team.
What is that?
Go Trans Athletic.
Is that like a?
It's a school called Transy.
Okay, and so you've given them the right.
I don't know. They're Division III. I was curious. Did these guys just beat up on a bunch of girls?
Interesting.
Because we always talk about like the Leah Thomases, the dudes that cross over, and that's not cool. And there's also a runner in Oregon who's like balling people. Did you hear about that?
No.
Yeah, like this dude is absolutely killing these poor girls.
Huh.
Poor girls. It's terrible. It's terrible. But yeah, we got a lot of good stories today for Wood, but I need to start in baseball. And actually, I just need to brag on myself first. Did y'all like think it was going to be a slow gambling day? Because what I tell y'all, man, Braves second game, and did I tell you about them Oilers? Edmonton Oilers were up 3-0 when I quit watching that bad boy and started doing my boyfriend duties, watching TV shows with Chas. I didn't think that there was any way I was going to have to sweat that one. Woke up this morning and saw it was 3-2. But the Oilers held on and won. So that was great. And then Chris Sale was dominant yesterday again. And where would the Braves be without Chris Sale? They blew Yesterday, they absolutely blew the game. Did you know that they lost the first game against the
Yeah.
Padres? We were watching that game. It was 5-0, I believe. 5-0. And then all of a sudden, the Padres light the Braves bullpen up like just terrible. That was game one. Braves have been on a losing streak, looking terrible, falling farther and farther behind the Phillies. And then all of a sudden, Chris Sale goes out there and is just as dominant as can be. Do you realize he's 7-1?
Is that right?
Bro, Chris Sale, his ERA is 2.2. He is 7-1. He has over 70 Ks. His whip is 0.86. He has been a godsend if you're a Braves fan. And Marcell Ozuna has been hitting like a maniac.
Ozuna for the Braves.
But Chris Sale, and this for me is like, I mean, this guy's 35 years old. And what I'm bringing up is I want to ask this question because this is something I think we need to kind of talk about. And what I mean with when it comes to baseball is there's an arms race. You go out there and you watch baseball. And by the way, let's just be real. In sports, there's an arms race in everything. And I'm not just talking about pitching arms. I'm talking about if you look in golf, it's longer. I mean, these dudes are bombing like 350 yards. I might be exaggerating, but I think they're bombing them pretty damn far. Like farther than ever before. You got in the NFL, bigger and bigger and bigger. These dudes are massive. And the speed is getting, faster. Like you got the cheetah out there running. You have Worthy goes 4.22 this year. Bigger, stronger, faster. Everything. LeBron James is 6'9", 275 pounds. He's been playing in the league for over 20 years, and he's a baller. He's a freight train. He's like a point guard. He's a point forward. You know what I mean? Like it's bigger, stronger, faster, and everything. Same thing with baseball. Bigger, stronger, faster, and when I mean faster, I'm talking about the speed and velocity. We saw Paul Skeens, his 100th pitch. After, by the way, 100th pitch, his 100th pitch was a 100-mile-an-hour fastball for his 11th strikeout through 6 innings. He struck the first 7 batters out. The dude is nasty. And what did they do with Paul Skeens? They didn't even allow him to go after the no-hitter. Did you realize that? Mm-hmm. They took him out. We've learned in baseball how we can grow these big arms. Look at Chris Sale. Yesterday, his top pitch was 95 miles an hour, but he knows how to pitch. But when you look at the middle of that bullpen, and you look at guys who are coming in that baseball game, 7th, 8th inning, middle relief guys, they were all 97, 98, 99 miles an hour. Like everywhere you look, the speed and velocity from these pitchers is extremely up. And so we've obviously learned how to maximize the velocity and how to get the most out of spin rate. And we are doing a fabulous freaking job maximizing and getting 100% out of these guys. The problem is we haven't figured out how to keep them healthy. Like you're never going to have anybody throw 7 no-hitters if you can't have anybody throw a complete game. Again, Nolan Ryan threw 14-inning ball game. Complete, like through 14 innings, through a 14-inning shutout. They used to go deeper in games back then. And it seems like they were healthier. Now every guy feels like if you look around baseball, tell me a pitcher that hadn't had Tommy John. I understand we got to get bigger, stronger, faster, but we also got to keep these arms healthy.
John, I was listening to something, or I saw it on social media. I think it was Jeff Passan was doing like a local radio spot somewhere, and he said that either he has been told by a doctor, like a team doctor, or a team scout, that they believe that every starting pitcher is going to at some point have Tommy John surgery. That like they're just kind of going about it as in like it's something that's going to happen. We've just got to find ways to deal with it. And I was like, that is something like I never thought we would hear.
I mean, I don't know, man. Like Chris Sale is 35 years old, and he's lost some on his fastball. He had to get the best out of him at 35 years old. Have you noticed how skinny he is? He was already skinny.
Oh, yeah.
He's lost even more weight. Like, homie is thin.
Mm-hmm.
But damn, he's dazzling, man. Yesterday he had 9 Ks. He looked great. Again, this is a guy who's also a former Cy Young. Like it's deception with him. He's very, very good. But man, again, this is Chris Sale. He's out there 95, and the dude who replaced him comes in here and throws 98. You got Paul Skeens just throwing triple digits. And I talked about Paul Skeens yesterday, and this is what I'm wondering, like, is baseball getting soft? Like, Nolan Ryan's, I guess, 7 no-hitters is never going to ever be even close to touch because we don't even let guys go 9 innings anymore. So that ain't going to happen. I mean, Paul Skeens in his second start yanked during a no-hitter. I understand you want to keep this young kid's arms healthy, but, like, dude, it wasn't like he was laboring. His 100th pitch was 100 miles an hour. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what the answer is. I'm not the doctor. I'm asking the questions, and I want to know what y'all think. At the Sissy's Log Cabin text and listener line, 901-360-8255, 901-360-8255. Life's too short for ordinary jewelry. But also, what are we, like, the young kids today who are coming up, if you aren't throwing in the 90s, you're probably not going to be getting on many looks in college. While there are a couple dudes in college who are actually extremely effective who don't touch 90, they're very few and far between. In the pros especially, it is extremely very few and far between. These dudes are pumping it up there, but the problem is these dudes aren't throwing very much. I mean, right now you can assure, like, Nolan Ryan, 7 no-hitters, never going to be touched. And also, again, nobody's going to touch his strikeout record because nobody can stay healthy long enough. How many Tommy Johns, Jacob deGrom is on his second? Mm-hmm. And that's also another thing. Is like with the double-edged sword with Paul Skeens, I want you to go for the no-hitter, damn it.
Right. But
I also understand, honestly, if you're the manager, I mentioned he's got a lot of Steven Strasburg and Kerry Wood feel. Remember what happened to Kerry Wood and Steven Strasburg? Mm-hmm. Kerry Wood, they said they left him in too long when he tried to go with the no-hitter. Was never the same. So I don't know the answer, but damn it, if we can literally through nutrition, through all the, like, you have no idea, like, there's Overtime Athletes is one of the main baseball places, at least I know of. They're based out in Florida. And if you look at some of the workouts that they do for these pitchers, they're absolutely amazing, and they're like, you understand the science behind it. I mean, hell, the technology where they're videotaping you and they're showing all your points where your elbow is to your shoulder and your release point, your hands in front of the ball. They can tell the spin rate. Like, they're giving you so much feedback, and you're going out there and working on improving everything. Hell, they do these body scans. Have you ever had one of those or seen them? Mm-mm. Bro, it literally, you stand there, you put your hands in, it like goes all the way around, and then it comes back and like literally tells you every measurement, if you're weaker on one side, if you have injury. Interesting. Like your left side, it tells you if your foot, like if your hips are a little bit off. Like, it's crazy. Like, they are high tech as hell. The guys, best sports, best nutrition, best doctors, yet everybody and their grandmother in pro baseball is getting hurt on the bump. Now it's crazy, though, because every time they go and bring some kid up, guess what? He's throwing 100 miles an hour. But not all of them know how to pitch. We'll talk a little bit of baseball. On the other side, though, we got to switch gears because now it's time to talk about college football with David Cobb, little college hoops, and a whole lot more. He's with CBSSports.com. He's a hell of a writer. He joins us next, but I got to also tell you first, David's from Memphis. He used to listen to us. He worked here, by the way. Super great guy. Made my Tinder account way back in the day. Oh, yeah, Tinder, man. Awesome month. Almost killed me, but it was awesome. But when David says, like, he's like, man, you know what I miss, John? The thing I miss most is Frontier Western Store. He's like, when I want my boots, bro, I got to, like, order them. And it's cool because I can go to frontierwesternstore.com and they can ship them out within 24 hours. So that's okay, and that's cool, and I love their website. But I love going down to the store, feeling them and touching them, trying them on because they got the largest boot showroom, Western boots, work boots, dress boots, you name it, they got it. They have a ladies' boutique. Yep, David loves buying his wife all kinds of gear at Frontier Western Store. You can take your kids down there. You don't got no kids yet. But guess what? You got some kids, they got a children's department. Check them out. They're family-owned and operated since 1961. And they are down in Olive Branch at 5880 Goodman Road. If you can't make it like David, just go online to frontierwesternstore.com. DC's next, Sports 56, 98.5 FM.
Broadcasting from the Family Leisure Studio, we are Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Nestled in the heart of East Memphis, located corner of Park and Cherry, is a beautiful residential neighborhood. I'm here at Town Village Audubon Park interviewing a new resident, Carolyn. Share with us why you chose Town Village.
Well, if your parents or special friends need to make that big move, let me share with you my experience. It was tough for me to leave home, but then I discovered Town Village. I would like to highly recommend Town Village to you and your loved ones. After looking at all the amenities and meeting all the people and staff, I was hooked. From restaurant, bistro, 3 meals per day, housekeeping, transportation, security, health care, physical therapy, exercise room, and even a heated pool and spa. Come see us and make your new home at Town Village.
Visit us and call Daniel at Town Village Audubon Park at 901-374-7342. There's no place like home, Town Village.
Hey, Mid-South, I've got Marty McNade getting back to the past on these prices at Gossett Volkswagen Germantown.
This is heavy, Doc. I mean, Randy. Let's go with 42 MPG Highway and a 2024 Volkswagen Jetta SE for $249 a month. Or take your pick from a 2024 Tiguan S or 2024 Taos SE for only $279.28 a month.
Great Scott, McNade. You got it going on at Gossett Volkswagen Germantown on Winchester Road. Let me hit those deals again. 2024 Volkswagen Jetta SE, $249 a month, or take your pick. 2024 Tiguan S or Taos SE, $279.28 a month.
Your future is whatever you make of it, Randy, so let us help you make your future down here at Gossett Volkswagen Germantown, 7420 Winchester Road, or shop online at GossettVWG.com.
All 36-month lease, 7,500 miles per year, 20 cents excess mileage. Jetta number RMO 46526, MSRP 26,996. Tiguan RM 103,910, MSRP 31,363. Taos RM 174, MSRP 31,414. Includes all credit and incentives. PF 695. Excludes DTNL. See dealer for complete details. With approved credit dealer stock only. Offer expires into the month.
Gas, groceries, utilities, you name it, the price of everything is going up. And if you're stuck in a bad timeshare with rising maintenance fees, the financial burden can be crushing. It is time to get your finances in order and get the real facts about that timeshare that you are stuck in and your options to get rid of it. Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, has been helping families out of horrible timeshares for over 10 years and has put together a complete timeshare exit information kit that he will send you absolutely free. To date, over 30,000 families have trusted Wesley Financial Group to help them out of financial hardship by getting them out of bad timeshares. Get the facts about how the timeshare industry works and your options for cancellation. Simply call Wesley now for your free timeshare exit kit and see how you can become timeshare free. Call 800-462-3333. That's 800-462-3333. Once again, 800-462-3333.
As the seasons change, so does the need for reliable home comfort. It's time to turn to the experts with Choates, where your family's comfort is our top priority. Right now, Choates is making it easier than ever to upgrade your home's climate control with our exceptional Carrier systems. There's never been a better time to enhance your comfort. Select from incredibly low monthly payments, 36 months no interest financing, or choose our $1,650 Cool Cash rebate instead and lower the upfront cost on select Carrier systems. It's not just savings, it's Cool Cash in your pocket. Low monthly payments, no interest financing, or Cool Cash rebates? Whatever you choose, you're choosing quality, reliability, and the trusted service of Choates. Call us today at 347-8086 or visit ChoatesHVAC.com to learn more about these incredible savings. But hurry, these deals are as fleeting as a cool breeze on a hot day. Choates, let our family serve your family.
Come join your Memphis Showboats for our annual Hats Off to Heroes game on Sunday, May 26th at 1:30. All game long, we'll be honoring military members, first responders, healthcare workers, and teachers. If that's not enough to get to Simmons Bank Liberty Stadium, then we'll also throw in a free grill spatula with an etched Showboats logo while supplies last. On top of all this, tickets start at just $10 and are available at theufl.com. Memphis versus DC, Sunday, May 26th at 1:30. Go Boats!
Now you want to get nuts? Come on, let's get nuts.
Now back to Sports 56 Happy Hour on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. Here once again, Johnny Radio.
Welcome back to a little Sports 56 Happy Hour. I'm your buddy Johnny Radio. It is a 2 for Tuesday. We got David Cobb from CBSSports.com. You read all of his work at CBSSports.com. You listen to him every single Tuesday right here. He does college football. He does college basketball. He does it all. And he also loves himself some golf. So we got a lot to get to. But before we do, I did want to remind you, when you need to get away, Getaway Sports Bar. Simple as that, man. Let me tell you something. Why do you want to get away to Getaway Sports Bar, 4632 Winchester Road? Because they got big screen TVs everywhere. They got 6 pool tables, 2 dartboards, and they got golden tea, brah. Coldest beer in town, great bar grub. Where? It's at Getaway Sports Bar, 4632 Winchester Road. DC, what's up, homie?
I love me some golden tea. If golden tea is there, I'm there. I love golden tea.
Are you the 2-thumb kind of player, or do you just use the hand and go straight up, straight down, sideways?
No, yeah, you use the hand, right? And so, I mean, I'm not, my handicap isn't where I want it to be, but yeah, you got to get some force on it, and so you got to use the full hand.
I agree. If you want to be a bomber, like you want to hit it down the fairway real far, like Bryson DeChambeau. Yeah, you got to go full hand. By the way, speaking of golf, man, was that golf tournament nuts last week or what?
Oh, yeah, it was fantastic. The drama of it all. I mean, it's kind of lame when a major winner is at minus 21 and everybody else in contention is like minus 15 or more. But it was a good finish. Like, it's been a while. It feels like it's been a while since we've had a major come down to the final putt on 18. And then you throw in all the Scotty Scheffler stuff, and oh my gosh, it was like, like sometimes Scotty is a little bit boring for my taste just because he's so robotic and good. But, like, man, I was actually really hoping he would contend and win this week because that would have been interesting. But I enjoyed it. It was a good tournament.
I thought it was a good tournament because I actually paid attention to it, watched some of it because of the fascination with, Darlington being right there when Scotty Scheffler got arrested. The internet is always amazing. Some of the memes out there with Scotty Scheffler were the dopest memes I've ever seen. Like, one of them, there was one that had Scotty Scheffler, like, after his time in the clank, and he had one teardrop tattoo on his face and stuff.
Oh, his street cred is through the roof.
His street cred is through the roof, man. Like, there was just so many.
Yeah, I saw one that was, you remember in The Office when Michael Scott plays the character of Prison Mike?
Yes.
And it was like, this is Scotty Scheffler after he gets released from jail. So it was fantastic.
Oh my goodness, it was a wild one. It looks like though there's no body cam footage. They've postponed. It was supposed to be today that he went to his arraignment, and now it's been postponed and pushed back to June. So it looks like everything's going to probably be dismissed. Correct?
I mean, I would think, right? Like, surely, come on, this is a guy in a courtesy vehicle that's clearly marked, trying to get to the golf course, and we see it all the time. I mean, if you go out to Southwind during the FESJC or whatever it's called now, then you always see these like marked vehicles that have this big logo on them, and it's the same at every tournament. And those guys, are often ushered by the police, to where it is they're supposed to drive because they have the privilege to go places on the grounds at Southwind or at Valhalla or wherever that like the rest of us don't. And I'm sure Scotty Scheffler was just sort of in that frame of mind as he's navigating.
As the security guards were wearing the exact same vest as police officers, so like that's the other thing is, Thursday he drives through, you would think, I mean, they had the exact same vest on, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's just, the whole thing is really dumb. Like, I could see, like, okay, like, look at one of these golfers that, like, has a temper. Like, if John Rahm or, like, Tyrrell Hatton or Sergio Garcia or somebody was...
If Dustin Johnson did it, we just think he was coked up.
Yeah, I mean, there's certain players where you can envision a scenario where they're all mad about the traffic and they just mash the gas pedal and, their temper is hot. I can see that with some players. Can't see that with Scotty Scheffler. I mean, come on. He gets thrown in the clink. He comes back, and then after the round, he's thanking law enforcement for everything they do to protect us. I mean, come on. Like a lot of other players, you could buy that there was some malintent or like actual aggression here, but I mean, Scotty Scheffler is as meek as a lamb. So it's just like ridiculous that they haven't already dismissed these charges.
By the way, though, did you also notice how weird it was? Did you see where at the end when he actually left, after he, walks off 18 on Sunday, he goes in, no less than, 12 police officers walked up to him, shaked his hand and thanked him?
Yeah, and now we got the county attorney out here trying to grandstand his arraignment hearing, and we shouldn't treat him any different than anyone else and all this. And it's like, this is the height of police lunacy. And look, the only reason we're talking about it is because it's sports related. Like, oh, and look, there's been some other far more high profile, far more consequential, far more ugly scandals with the Louisville police that actually have involved loss of life.
Yep.
Breonna
Taylor.
100%. And so, come on, if it takes Scotty Scheffler being arrested to shine a light on that, then so be it. But if you're the mayor of Louisville right now and you want to have high-profile sporting events in your city in the future, dude, get on the phone with that county attorney and tell him to shut up and sit down and get rid of these charges, because I don't know what that attorney thinks he's trying to do by making this stuff stick. But it's absurd. You put this thing in front of a jury, it's going to be decided in 5 minutes. So, anyway, I don't know why they haven't dismissed those charges yet, but anyway, it is what it is.
Dude, I love this, man. I'm glad. We didn't even know we were going to go here. Just kind of a little bit of talk, a little
I've been
bit
waiting.
of chatter.
Hey, I just needed somebody to open that can of worms for me, so I appreciate you giving me the platform.
Hey, no, I appreciate you, bro, because I'm right there with you, David Cobb. Of course, you know him at CBSSports.com. Go read all of his work. Got to ask you a little bit about college football. So, next year, I would think that Memphis, Boise State, Coastal maybe, San Diego State, these are probably the teams with the best chance to make it to the college football playoff out of the group of five, or the group of Bs is what I call them. But yet Memphis's coach wasn't even in your top 10 outside of the G5, I hear.
This is true. I have my name on our first ever group of five coach rankings, dropped last week, and Ryan Silverfield is at 13 on there. But I actually
thought
that was
pretty good, bro. Hey, man, to be honest with you, man, he was a little bit higher than I thought.
Right, exactly. I actually had him at 19 on my ballot, so I was a little bit lower on Silverfield. But here's the deal, though. I mean, if he puts together another good season, he's going to keep rising on this thing. Because I mean, if you stack 10-win seasons as a group of five coach and you don't get scooped up by some power conference job, then you're going to be regarded as one of the best at your level. So, I mean, I think Ryan Silverfield has a really good opportunity to take his name to a national audience this year. I mean, you look at the fact that they're going down to play at Florida State, and the spotlight that's going to be on the group of five because of their guaranteed spot in the playoff. I think it sets up nicely for Silverfield to really sort of continue to get his name out there to people who are outside the AAC and Memphis realm. And so, I mean, he's in a nice spot already at 13, coming off of a 10-win season. But if he puts together another good year, we're talking about him in the top 10 of this ranking a year from now.
By the way, speaking of that Florida State, DJU is going to be the quarterback with Mike Norvell. Can Mike Norvell finally get the best out of DJU?
I don't know.
Or is this going to be a great opportunity for Memphis when they go down there?
I mean, I think Memphis will have a shot. So I'm working on something now about the continuity in college football and how key that is. And the last 10 national champions have returned at least three of the following four: head coach, offensive coordinator, defensive coordinator, and a quarterback who started at least 4 games for that team the year before. So,
whoa, hold on. Say how many of that? That's a great little stat right there. Head coach, offensive coordinator, defensive coordinator, and quarterback, at least 3 of those 4?
Yes. And Florida State, believe it or not, still fits that criteria, even though they're losing Jordan Travis, because they got Mike Norvell back. They got their OC and their DC back. And, they lose Jordan Travis, but, I mean, DJU is a quarterback with a pretty high floor. So I actually think Florida State's still going to be pretty good because the ACC isn't all that tough. Clemson's not what it was. Miami is still trying to figure out the direction that it's going. So I actually feel like Florida State has a really good chance to win the ACC again. But Memphis could go down there and give them a game. I don't think there's any doubt about that.
Man. By the way, though, who do you like? I'm going to talk a little bit more coaching, but I did want to ask you, out of the group of five, which team do you think has the best chance to be that team in the college football playoff?
It's pretty wide open, but I would give Boise State the slight edge right now. They're bringing in Malachi Nelson, so it's a little bit of an unknown. Where like you feel better about Memphis. Just in terms of knowing what you're going to get because they have Seth Hennigan back. But you look at Boise State, and they got a chance to really pop offensively because Malachi Nelson was this former highly touted 5-star prospect who's transferring in, and if they can get the most out of him and he pops and is the player that he was projected to be as a high schooler, then Boise State's going to be real good. And even when Boise State isn't good, they seem to always at least make the Mountain West title game, even on down years. And so I look at Boise State as a little bit more of a safe bet, even though they've got the coaching transition. It's within house, and they bring back a star running back there and Ashton Janty. So I think Boise State gets my nod for now. But we did these group of five rankings, and I had Memphis at 3. In that ranking. And so, you can go down with Memphis all the way to 5. I think ESPN has Memphis at 1 in their group of 5 rankings. But, wherever you put them, it's obvious. Like, there's huge expectations on Memphis football this season. The expectation is that Memphis should win the AAC and be right there in the mix for that playoff spot.
Who'd you have number 1 overall in your coaching rankings? Was it Jamie Caldwell?
Jamie Chadwell is our...
Chadwell, sorry.
Yeah, number 1 group of 5 coach.
Liberty coach.
And, formerly of Coastal Carolina. So, he immediately led Liberty to an unbeaten regular season.
To the Fiesta Bowl, I believe.
And they got ripped in the Fiesta Bowl. So, and then we got Liberty at number 2 in the group of 5 power rankings. So it's Jamie Chadwell is. He's getting paid at Liberty. He's almost in power conference territory there with the salary that he makes. And now they bring back Caden Salter at quarterback. Liberty's not going anywhere. But I do think the fact that they were so overwhelmed in that Fiesta Bowl, I think that's going to work against them this season because, once again, they don't have anybody on the schedule. And even if Liberty goes undefeated, I think because of how bad they were in the Fiesta Bowl this past year, it's going to be hard for the voters to justify giving them another chance, to represent the group of 5 on the national stage. And so I think you could see a 2-loss Mountain West team or a 2-loss AAC team get that nod, even over an undefeated Liberty team if it comes down to that.
What do you think San Diego State, like where are they sitting there? Like, and what do you also think of, my man Dion?
Yeah,
Sean Lewis. I always think my brain is not working today.
You're good, man. But we didn't have San Diego State in our first group of 5 rankings, but it's not because Sean Lewis isn't a good coach. We do have Sean Lewis ranked fairly prominently in our group of 5 rankings because of what he did when he was at Kent State. So a lot of people might know the name from the fact that he was Deion Sanders' offensive coordinator at Colorado, and that didn't ultimately work out. But this is a coach who took Kent State to some bowl games, which is not an easy thing to do. And so, I think in the long run, the hire by San Diego State of Sean Lewis is going to be a good one. We've got him at number 9, in our group of 5 coach rankings, and so that was a little higher than I had him on my ballot.
Well, that's what I was going to ask you. How much of it had to do with Sean Lewis when he was at Kent State, and how much did it have to do with, that's why I said Dion, how much does it have to do with being in the Deion Sanders spotlight?
I think it's just like Sean Lewis has done a good job of building a reputation, considering the fact that he kind of got fired as the offensive coordinator at Colorado. He had a losing record as a head coach at Kent State. I think people put a lot of stock, though, in his offensive scheme and the fact that he was able to get Kent State to a bowl a couple of times, which is just, that's probably the worst FBS program. And, they fell off a cliff after he left. And so I think you look at that, and so there's more respect for a guy like that than you would normally have for somebody who doesn't even have a winning record as a head coach. And so, he's young. I think a lot of people are fascinated with what he does offensively. So, I think that's why you see Sean Lewis in the top 10 of this ranking. Whereas, I've got him at 17. So a lot of other people who voted on this were way higher on him than I was, but still, I mean, I think he is deserving of the recognition as being one of the better Group of 5 coaches.
Does anybody, like, when you look at, Silverfield, you had at 19, does he have the opportunity to basically have one of the biggest jumps? I mean, because if they do make it to the college football playoff as that, G5 top, number one team in the polls, like how far does he shoot?
I think there's a good chance if Memphis makes the college football playoff that
they lose their
Ryan
coach.
Silverfield is maybe even top 3 in terms of Group of 5 coaches next year. I mean, I assume Jamie Chadwell is going to stick at Liberty because of what he's getting paid there. And then, John Summerall is probably going to stay at Tulane for more than 1 year. So, then it comes down to can he jump ahead of Jeff Traylor at UTSA? Well, they're in the same conference. If Memphis wins the conference over UTSA, then I think Silverfield has a really good case. And, after that, these Group of 5 rankings are going to be really fluid. And so, yeah, without a doubt, Silverfield could be a top 5 coach in the Group of 5. And I think that contract renegotiation would give Memphis a pretty good chance to keep him because, Memphis is among the most well-resourced Group of 5 programs. I mean, the NIL commitment there, the backing for
Fred
the program.
Smith.
Yes, it's strong enough to where you could reasonably retain Ryan Silverfield even after another really good season, and that would give him a chance to be a top 5 coach in this Group of 5. And look, maybe in 5-6 years down the line, Memphis can find its way into the ACC or what have you, and then we're talking about him in the Power 5 coach rankings. I don't think that's outside the realm of possibility. So, is he going to stick with Memphis? I think there's a good chance that he could. And so even after another good season, it'll depend on what opens up. But if he stays at Memphis and Memphis is committed to him, then Ryan Silverfield's a coach who can continue to rise in this profession.
Speaking of, we were talking about, a little NIL and how, Fred Smith and FedEx have helped out Memphis. NIL, according to CBSSports.com, where I get my information, looking at the numbers, man, y'all dropped out the running back numbers, wide receiver, offensive line, defensive line, linebackers, DBs, the whole shebang. You got quarterbacks out there getting as much as $2 million a year. When you look at, of course, Notre Dame, what they gave Riley Leonard, Dylan Gabriel over at Oregon, Cam Ward down at Miami. Average, offensive line, $350,000 to $500,000. The numbers are out there. They're astronomical. They're huge. We're also hearing about numbers with the House versus the NCAA, $2.7 billion in back pay for NIL for former players, a $20 million fund from each conference, yada, yada, yada. We're talking about dollars and cents. And it kind of gets a little bit monotonous until I saw the Jaden Rashada situation and the light that it brought on Florida and my man Napier. Like, he is now suing the University of Florida, the coach. I got some of the names. Damon, there's not in front of me right now. And he's going for, $9.5 million in punitive damages. He left Miami, and the only money he received was the $150,000 to pay back Ruiz at Miami when he left to go to Florida. He signed. He was supposed to get his money. They didn't pay him. How bad does this look for Florida, Napier, and how good of his chances are in this lawsuit?
Yeah, it's not a good look. You're going into year 3. You haven't had any success on the field. Now you're getting sued over a botched NIL deal, which is obviously not going to be great for him in recruiting.
Not at all.
Yeah, so it's a mess. It's just the latest example of Florida being a mess. And so I'm curious to see what direction this lawsuit takes. I don't know how much of a case Jaden Rashada has. But does Florida, does Billy Napier, does the collective there at UF, do they really want this to be a continuous headline over the next couple of years? Or do they just want to settle this thing quietly, give Rashada a couple of mil, let his attorney have his big payday, and then be done with it? I think that's probably the best route to take. But then it opens up this whole potential deal of setting a precedent. If there is a precedent established with this lawsuit, then how many other similar lawsuits are we going to see from prospects who had a certain financial figure, dangled in front of them and then didn't see that, come to fruition? This could open Pandora's box in terms of, these collectives and the way they do business and the things that they promise. And whether or not they actually deliver on them. And so it could be another monumental sort of case in college sports.
Yeah, it's absolutely a wild one. DC, thank you so much for your time. I always steal so much of it, and I appreciate it. Follow him at David W. Cobb on Twitter. Read his work at cbssports.com, and always listen to him right here. Enjoy the rest of your week. We'll do it again. What do you got coming down the pipe, by the way? What am I looking for?
Yeah, well, we're not quite done with the basketball transfer portal cycle yet, so a couple loose ends to tie up on that before the NBA draft withdrawal deadline here next week. So some stuff on that front, and then it's getting to be college football preview content time, so we'll have a lot in that realm as well.
Man, be blessed, homie.
All right, thank you, man.
That is David Cobb, CBSSports.com. I'm late for a break. Back in Two Shake Sports, 56, 98.5 FM.
Start your day with Sports 56 Mornings with Greg Gaston and Eli Savoy. Weekday mornings from 7 to 10, right here on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
It's time to get to Gossett Kia on the Pike so Bobby J can put you in your new Kia today. Want summer fun and 41 MPG? We Gossett with 2024 Kia Forte LXS. $199 a month, $34.99 due at signing. How about 282 miles of EPA estimated range with new 2023 Kia EV6 Win, $249 a month. Get extra room and extra fun with 2024 Kia Telluride LX, $357 a month. Both $39.99 due at signing, all 24-month lease plus 0% APR for 48 months. Available on the all-new Kia EV9. And peace of mind with Kia's 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty. So hurry to Gossett Kia, 1900 Covington Pike. Online, KiaCovingtonPike.com.
If you want it, we got it at Gossett Motor Cars.
Include all rebates and incentives. Price excludes $695 PF. Lease includes PF $695, $650 acquisition fee, EV6, P5610964, MSRP $50,200, Telluride RG $510,849, MSRP $38,305, Forte LXS RE78169, MSRP $21,820. Must finance through Hyundai. Excludes tax title license. See dealer for complete details. Offer valid through 5/31/2024 with approved credit. Dealer stock only.
Judge Napolitano here. Can you believe the chaos we're facing today? Government is out of control, spending is out of control, and the dollar is dying. It's just a matter of time until digital money replaces cash. It's coming fast. So you need to get educated in other ways to invest and preserve the wealth you already have. Start now by calling Lear Capital at 800-927-2400. Get their free report, The Tipping Point. Learn what rising debt and a digital dollar could mean for your retirement. Do what I did. Buy gold from Lear Capital to protect your wealth. Over 25 years experience, thousands of 5-star reviews, and a 24-hour risk-free purchase guarantee. Lear is whom I trust when I buy gold. Get the report and up to $15,000 in bonus gold with a qualifying purchase. Call 800-927-2400. That's 800-927-2400. 800-927-2400.
Simple, smooth, and every sip as easy as the last. Tito's handmade vodka tastes just as good with tap water as it does your favorite mixers. Back in the day, Tito distilled, hand-bottled, taste-tested, sent out to a few friends, then taste-tested again to give you the finest juice around. No frills, no flavors, no fancy labels, just the good stuff, just Tito's. For recipes, videos, and more, visit Tito'sVodka.com. Distilled and bottled in Austin, Texas, 40% alcohol by volume, namely 80 proof, crafted to be savored responsibly.
At University of Maryland Global Campus, we give our students credit. Credit for deciding while stuck in traffic to get a bachelor's degree. Credit for managing 3 kids, 2 dogs, and a full-time job to pursue an MBA. Students at UMGC can use prior learning or relevant experience to earn up to 90 credits toward a bachelor's, and graduate students can transfer up to 12 credits toward their master's. Plus, get your application fee waived through May 31st. Flexible online and hybrid classes start soon. Learn more at umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chev.
Welcome to Triumph Auto Sales, where you'll have a great car buying experience. Triumph Auto Sales is your #1 source of quality pre-owned vehicles ranging from lease returns to new car trades, all at huge savings. Plus, Triumph has a full array of financing options to meet your needs. Find your next car online at TriumphAutoSales.com or stop in today at 4875 Elmore Road. Triumph Auto Sales will help you get the vehicle you want at the price you need and the service you deserve. For a great car and a great experience from a local and family-owned business, visit Triumph Auto Sales.
The only power source capable of generating 1.21 gigawatts of electricity is a bolt of lightning.
Now, back to Sports 56 Happy Hour on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. Here once again, Johnny Radio.
Welcome back to a little Sports 56 Happy Hour. I'm your buddy Johnny Radio. Been talking a lot of dollars and cents, and I did have somebody say, hey, man, I don't understand the Rashada situation. Well, let me break it down a little bit easier for you to understand. Jaden Rashada, four-star high school recruit, when he came out of high school, the largest NLI deal that was organized by John Ruiz of Miami was $9.5 million. He went and signed down there. Ruiz immediately gave him $150,000. And at the time, they was reporting that he turned down $11 million from the University of Florida and took the $9.5 from Miami. Well, a couple months go by, and guess what? He is flipped. He is now going to go to Miami because he's now leaving Miami and he's going to Florida because the NIL director, Marcus Castro Walker, and Billy Napier promised him $13.5 million through Hugh Hathcock, his automotive company, and the NIL collective that he had opened up. They signed an agreement. The deal was supposed to was inked on November 10th, 2022. The first payment was supposed to be due on December 5th. On December 6th, my man doesn't get paid his $500,000. The only money he received was the $150,000 to pay back Ruiz to walk out of that contract. So December 6th comes by, and then this is where things get a little bit chaotic. So in the lawsuit, it also claims that, number one, that Florida did a lot of NCAA violations because they reached out to Rashada. Also, Napier promised him this amount of money if he leaves Miami to come over there. The other thing that gets wild is they were supposed to pay this dude, Hugh. He's supposed to pay this huge fee through this Velocity Automotive company that he owned. But guess what? He ended up selling that company. He told Jaden Rashada, don't worry, he won't pay you through my automotive company anymore. I'm just going to pay you directly out of my pocket. Of course, then he disappears. They fire their NIL director. My man leaves, goes to Arizona State for nothing. The rest is history. Now we have this lawsuit in criminal court right now, and it's got a lot of bad stuff, and it all looks bad for Florida. Now, also, it's crazy when you think about the Wild Wild West. You got Riley Leonard who's, going to Notre Dame for $2 million, which is still a lot of money. But, dude, when this first started popping, they were offering high school four-star kids $9.5 and $13 million until they figured out they couldn't pay on their end. Now, that's Florida. Now, who was going to pay? Ruiz in Miami. Hindsight's 20/20, but you should have stayed, homie. We'll see what happens. We're going to switch gears, though, because basketball's back on tonight. We didn't have any last night, man. We did have some hockey, and we had some baseball. We had crazy comebacks. My man, the Yankees, bro.
Aha!
They were playing your team,
snap,
Seattle.
Snap, snap. Win streak gone, John.
Man, it was like, it kind of reminded me of the Braves game against the Padres, the first game of the day. It looked like it was just cruise control for the Braves. It looked cruise control for the Yankees. They were up 4-1 in the ninth inning. They were up 4-1 in the eighth. But they gave up. Yes, Seattle scored 4 runs in the ninth inning and beat the Yankees. Holy hell, that was crazy. Do you know that you could have gotten the Mariners plus $2,000 entering that inning?
Holy cow.
That would have been nice if I would have sprinkled a little magic on that joint.
Nobody would have done that. That would have been crazy.
Yes, nobody did. Nobody did it. But we're going to have bets here at the end of the show. But on the other side, it's time to talk some hoops with Zach Boyd. Sports 56, 98.5 FM.
Memorial Day weekend is coming, which means many folks will be grilling. And if you're firing up the grill this weekend or any weekend, there's one place to go for everything you need: Memphis Barbecue Supply. You need charcoal? They have 10 different brands of either lump or briquette charcoal. Pellets? How about over 2 tons in stock? 12 different flavors and blends. Looking for wood for smoking? Memphis Barbecue Supply has 9 different types of wood in chips, chunks, mini logs, and logs. You can even mix and match your wood from their bins of loose chunks. Whatever it is that you're grilling, steaks, ribs, burgers, pork butts, you name it, They have over 378 different rubs, sauces, injections, and raw spices to make sure your food tastes great. If you have any questions, they have award-winning pitmasters on staff that can help ensure that your cook will be the best ever. Memphis Barbecue Supply, 7041 Stage Road, or online, mbbqsupply.com.
Everyone has dreams, and if you've been dreaming of new appliances, Appliance Liquidators can make your dreams come true at any budget. Appliance Liquidators in South Haven is family-owned with low prices on appliances along with top-notch customer service. Choose from authorized brands including Crosley, GE, Maytag, LG, Whirlpool, and more. Appliance Liquidators specializes in clearance and scratch and dent. You get quality with minor imperfections at affordable prices. Stop dreaming and start living with new appliances from Appliance Liquidators, 3320 Goodman Road East in South Haven.
I've got Rock and Ronnie Smith on the line at Gossett Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram Fiat on the Pike. And Ronnie, it's the season for the Memorial Day sales event.
It's time to rock, Randy, in your new 2023 Jeep Renegade Latitude 4-wheel drive. $25,889 or $389 a month. That's $5,206 off MSRP. How about a 2024 Dodge Hornet GT all-wheel drive, packing up to 268 horsepower, plus 295 pound-feet of torque, 32,320, plus power up in our 2023 Dodge Charger SXT 4-door, $28,072. That's over $9,000 off MSRP.
So drive past the rest and come to the best at Gossett Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram Fiat on the Pike, or online anytime, GossettMotorcars.net.
All 75 months at 8.99 APR, 3,500 down, Renegade Triple P 56,520, MSRP 31,095, Charger PH 636,171, MSRP 37,120, Hornet R3A 152,64, MSRP 34,820. Price includes all rebates and incentives and excludes PF 695. Payments includes PF 695. All exclude tax, title, and license with approved credit. CD for complete details. Dealer stock only.
Locally owned and operated for over 40 years, Automatic Gates Construction tailors custom gate solutions for all your residential, commercial, and industrial needs, including repairs, maintenance, and installation. Automatic Gates Construction specializes in designing and installing automatic gates and fencing that seamlessly blends security, functionality, and aesthetic appeal. Elevate the safety and efficiency of your property with a premium gate solution. Automatic Gates Construction at myautomaticgates.com.
For over 8 decades, America's farmers have counted on the Little Red Tractor from Case IH, the Farmall, to help them make short work of their demanding chores. Well, Mid-South Ag can show you they aren't just for farms anymore. With horsepower ranging from 30 to 105, plus an army of attachments, they can tackle every chore on your to-do list, from hauling and mowing to loading and towing and then some. Stop by Mid-South Ag Equipment or call 662-890-3141 to find a Case IH Farmall that's right for you.
One of the key things that separates Genesis Diamonds from other jewelry stores is nobody's paid on commission. Vice President Ina Avraham says Genesis Diamond experts are never incentivized to get you to spend more or to buy something that's not in your budget.
Doesn't matter how much you spend. If you spend $500 or $50,000, their main focus is finding the perfect engagement ring or piece of jewelry with no pressure or sales tactics.
So when you walk into Genesis Diamonds, you can relax, take your time, get the education you deserve, and make a decision that's best for you, not the salesperson.
They can trust us. It's a huge, huge difference when you know that that person is just going to focus on what I want, what I am looking for, not what they want to sell.
No pressure, no risk, no pricing games, no nonsense. At Genesis, it's about making you happy.
It's for life. It's a customer for life. It's a relationship for life.
Genesis Diamonds and luxury pre-owned Rolexes at Poplar and Perkins Extended.
I am Ina Avraham, and my accent is always on value.
We are Sports 56, WHBQ Memphis, and W253 DF Memphis. Flynn Broadcasting Stations.
But you gotta be willing to take the hit and not pointing fingers saying you ain't where you want to be because of him or her or anybody. Cowards do that, and that ain't you. You're better than that.
Now, back to Sports 56 Happy Hour on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour is brought to you by Tito's Vodka. Here once again, Johnny Radio.
Welcome back to a little Sports 56 Happy Hour. I'm your buddy Johnny Radio. It's a 2 for Tuesday, and it's now time for number 2. No, not like that. I'm talking about radio talk. We're talking about Zach Boyd. We've been talking with David Cobb, CBSSports.com. We talked all things of the college football, finances behind it, lawsuits, Rashada suing Florida and Napier and all this good stuff going on. but we got basketball back. Last night there was hockey and baseball. The NBA is back tonight. You got the Indiana Pacers. They are playing the Boston Celtics. Right now, if you just want to take the money line and took the Celtics, is minus 450. 450! Boston is a 10.5-point favorite currently over the Pacers tonight. The total set at 221.5. Boston has been just chilling, just kind of hanging out through the postseason. They've been in cruise control for basically over a month. They were definitely going to have the number 1 seed. It wasn't even a question. They didn't have to play anybody in the postseason. You had a Cavs team that Spidey Man was banged up. Allen's banged up. You play a Heat's team without Jimmy Buckets. Like, these are basically just kind of like, going at your own rhythm. Then you look at the Pacers on the other hand. They probably wouldn't be here also without having to face an absolute beat-up Bucks team with Giannis out and Dame Time being, getting injured. Then all of a sudden, Brunson breaks his hand in Game 7. You never had Julius Randle. Mitchell Robinson goes out. I mean, it was the walking wounded for New York. Bohan. I mean, it's wild. And yet the Pacers are here. They are going to be playing the Celtics. The Celtics, who depend on the three-pointer a whole lot, and also a team that's been very weird at their house. Like, they're got basically in the last 3 years, they're about 500 at the crib. They're at the crib tonight. They are playing the Pacers. Is the East Coast basically a foregone conclusion? Are the Celtics going to roll, or can the Pacers make the series, Mr. Zach Boyd?
What's happening, Johnny?
How you doing, Holmes?
I'm doing all right. Can't complain about it.
Man, I can't. Nobody going to listen anyway.
I think the Celtics are going to win the series, but it's going to be a fight. Because I think you're dealing with both teams that is primarily healthy, I think two of the most, I guess you can say two of the healthiest teams in the East.
By far
at this moment.
The 76ers were beat to hell. You poured, you had Joel Embiid on one leg out there. Like, the whole East has been injured. And don't forget, Boston, they were out without Kristaps Porzingis.
Right.
Like, the East, man, it has been about injuries. And right now, the damn Pacers might be one of the healthiest teams, period.
Yeah, which is crazy, because you would think that those teams, you could say the Bucks, even the Knicks are a better team than the Pacers.
Mm-hmm.
But when you're losing, like I said, when you're losing 2 superstars at some point during the series, and or you lose 4 rotation players plus your star player in a Game 7, you're gonna lose. And that's why I was saying last week for the Knicks when they went back to Indiana. I'm telling them, y'all gotta
win Game 6.
Y'all need to win Game 6
because got gassed,
and y'all dealing with too many injuries. And so that's why I kept saying you gotta get Game 6. You gotta find a way to get Game 6. And they didn't, and the Pacers.
By the way, we didn't even mention OG Anunoby being he did play I think 4 or 5 minutes, but you saw
you could see, man,
he did make both of his shots, but he couldn't defend anybody. He looked like he was just. I understand going out there, it's Game 7 and you wanted to play, but man, he didn't look like he was even close.
OG is how you at Bill Street Music Festival, and you really need to go to the bathroom. But the nearest bathroom is
2 miles away.
Yeah, and you having to walk like that just to get to where you need to go to.
Man,
that's kind of what OG was looking like on the floor. It's I appreciate him coming back out, coming back on the floor, giving it a go, but you could tell he was just hampered. He no full range of motion, couldn't really run, He gave it a go, but after those 4 minutes, it was nah. We gotta pull you, dog.
Now, Pascal Siakam, what he did when he was in Toronto was very pivotal role in that championship game. He was big in Game 6. When he's hitting his 3-pointers and he's down low and grabbing boards and doing things. Very decent player. Turner, who leads the Pacers in blocks, you don't want to he's been a block machine actually, especially in that Knicks series, but they didn't have anybody really big down there to contend with him. He likes to sit out there and shoot those threes. Nembhard is a guard that I just feel like can't really defend anybody. He can make some big shots. He'll hit some shots. Halliburton, for a superstar, defers too much. I know he leads the NBA in assists. They get up and down and they run fast, but I don't know. They don't have that dog in them, I don't feel like, and they don't play any defense.
They play well as a team.
They play fast. When they're fast, they're good. They can get a rebound, go down there, hit a three-pointer. You can score a bucket on them, and they're down at the other end scoring a bucket before your fans are done even cheering for you. Like, they will get up and down fast, but they are bad in the half court. They are bad defensively. Like, I feel this is going to be a walk. I don't see this game going more than 5.
No more than 5?
No more than 5.
I give it 6. I'll give it 6. But in the end, I think Boston should take care. Like, even without Porzingis, they got the bigs to handle Miles Turner and Pascal Siakam. They have the and that's pretty much what I was coming down to it with the matchups. It's like, do you have the guys to match up if you need to go one way or the other?
I mean, dude,
because you got the big. Because again, they got the bigs to match up with Siakam and with Turner. But then on the flip side, it's like, okay, if Halliburton starts to do all that herky jerky stuff around the perimeter trying to get his shot off, you got Drew Holiday, you got Derek White, you got Jaylen Brown that can throw defense on them. Like, and you can throw Tatum in there as well. Tatum plays some good defense. So you got multiple guys that can give you multiple looks and can defend, Halliburton. Because again, like, it's for the Pacers, it's all about the team. And even though Halliburton is the face of that franchise, it's more so about the team, how well they play as a team. Because if T.J. McConnell comes in and starts mucking the game up, then we're going to have problems. Aaron Nesmith, former Celtic, was drafted in the first round, I think, in that same Halliburton draft. He's a 3-and-D guy. If he starts knocking down shots, then it's like, okay, now we got to start worrying about Aaron Nesmith knocking down shots. They they are they play well as a team.
I give Indiana. They can go up there. If it's a high-scoring game, they can be in the game because they like to get up and down fast. And, again, this is a team you got to give them credit. I know they were playing the Knicks team, but they had the best shooting percentage in a game 7 in the history of the NBA.
Like, they could not miss.
They couldn't miss. But I don't see that translate. I mean, again, Al Horford is somebody who's been playing basketball forever, man. I mean, he was an original, Gator boy. And he's still out there doing – he was dominant in that last game against the Cavs. My man he was knocking down threes left and right, giving them good minutes. I mean, he dropped 6 threes. Like, I just love everything about this Boston team when it comes to the East. I've never liked Indiana. I just hope my bias towards Indiana and not liking them all season doesn't cost me any more money because it's cost me in a few games.
Yeah, I can see that. But hammer the over on points because
221.5. You like that? I think both teams are going to get up and down.
They can score. I wouldn't be surprised if like 1 or 2 games where it hits the under total, but hammer the points.
Can you explain what's happened over here in the West, by the way? Like, how is it that the Nuggets got up by 20 points in the third quarter, and then the Timberwolves found a way to come back there and just rip their hearts out?
The Nuggets started taking jump shots, and they weren't making them. And they kept taking jump shots. That led to transition buckets. And then eventually they turned the ball over, and that led to more transition buckets. And then at some point, 20 points turned into a 20-point lead turned into a 10-point deficit at the beginning parts of that fourth quarter. I mean, everything that they were doing, the Nuggets were doing, was working for them. Like, they were getting to the bucket. They were passing the ball. Jamal Murray was coming off the screens. He was getting to his spots. He was making shots. Even Jokic was getting into the paint, making his shots. I think they settled too much in that third quarter.
Jokic had 34. Murray had 35. The problem is they're like Aaron Gordon, who had to be special, was completely missing in that ball game. Number one.
Aaron Gordon and Michael Porter Jr.
And Michael Porter Jr., man, he couldn't hit a three-pointer to save his damn life, and that's what he is a damn stroker. That's what he's paid to do. But, man, be honest with you, with Michael Porter Jr., like that dude right now that it's the offseason, I'd be worried about him because, damn it, everybody in his family getting arrested.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, like,
don't drive, get a chauffeur.
Sure, like I think don't bring a gun at Shotgun Willis either. So just let you know.
Yeah.
But the thing is like with Michael Porter Jr. Like in the Lakers series, he was great because the Lakers didn't have a guy that could defend the three well enough and has the height to contest his shots. So yeah, like he was great in that series. In this series, you have Jaden McDaniels, just as tall as you. Longer wingspan, just as a long wingspan. You got Karl Anthony Towns that can play out on the perimeter. You got Naz Reid that can play out on the perimeter.
By the way, Naz Reid, I've just been so impressed with Naz Reid. I mean, this is a dude who wasn't even drafted.
LSU.
I mean, damn, Naz. I had no clue you were going to do. Dude just does nothing but put in work. And when you throw Naz Reid and you throw Gobert and you throw Karl Anthony Towns and you throw in McDaniels and you throw in these big bodies who are constantly leaning on you, that also had Jokic completely worn the bleep out in the fourth quarter. Like he was sucking for wind.
Yeah, and it doesn't I forgot who said it, but I think they were talking to Rudy Gobert about it before the game. They said that they said that we gotta make Jokic do one thing, whether he's either score a lot of points or dishing a lot of assists, but we can't have him to do both. And I thought that was very interesting. Well, you know, from that standpoint, because it's like, okay, we're gonna pick our poison. What do we want Jokic to do? You want him to score a bunch of points, or do we want him facilitating, getting his guys involved? And they chose to let him score and not letting him have like a bunch of assists. And they did their job. They honed in on the other guys, making sure that they didn't get off shots, they didn't get good looks, and they pretty much played a percentage games on certain players because they knew like, okay, yeah, like he's not a good 3-point shooter. Just leave him open and, you know, just live with the consequences of it. So, hey, they did their thing. They did what they supposed to do at the end of the day.
And also, you got to give credit. A lot of people don't talk about it, but Tim Conley, he was the architect of the Denver Nuggets. He's the one who drafted Jokic and Jamal Murray. He brought in the big bodies, and he's the one who was the architect of the championship run for the Denver Nuggets.
Mm-hmm.
He's also now the Minnesota Timberwolves, president of basketball operations. He's the one who went out there and gave up all that to bring in Rudy Gobert. He's the one who came back and brought Naz Reid back. And basically, it seems like everything this dude touches turns to gold. But I'll tell you one thing he likes. He likes big dudes. Like, I mean, look how big Minnesota is. Remember what the Nuggets were. Like, he's going to – he's about defense and leaning on you.
Mm-hmm.
I like that. And that's one thing about Minnesota. I feel like they have to be the favorite, in my opinion, because, yes, while Kyrie and Luka are awesome, they're going to have to average 60 points to stay in this series, I truly believe.
Well,
Gafford's played great down low against a team, like Oklahoma City, but this is a different animal in Minnesota.
Well, I think it sets up perfectly for the Mavericks, because again, like Gafford's he was having to play on the perimeter against Chet, right? Because Chet can score inside and outside. With the Timberwolves, it's Rudy Gobert. He's not gonna shoot threes. All he's gonna do is just set screens and be in a dunker spot the entire night. He's just gonna live in the paint. So that sets it up perfectly for guys like Derek Lively and Gafford. I mean, like, again, Gobert's, he's about.
I was going to say he's defensive player for the year. Like, I don't think
is.
Gafford and all of them are going to be able to get off like they did in that last series. And again, Chet is as skinny as can be, and his 3-point shot was so broken he was shooting it flat. He didn't hit anything. He shot so bad in this series it wasn't even funny. And Gafford is able to sag off him and then come in there and block shots, and that's why Oklahoma City couldn't get in the paint.
Mm-hmm.
That ain't going to be the case with the damn Timberwolves, bro. Like, they're going to get in the paint all day long. all they want. Karl-Anthony Towns, he's proved in the last series he can go down there and get a bucket instead of just standing on that three. And Ant-Man, nobody can stop him, period. Like, dude is going to get to the rack as much as he wants.
I agree. But the thing is,
I mean, Dallas, like, we're giving Dallas a whole hell of a lot of credit for really, I mean, Oklahoma City's great. Yes, the youngest team ever to have a number 1 seed, youngest team to do all this stuff. They were good, but man, they fell apart in 2 games completely. And they just fell. I mean, they should have won game 6.
I agree.
I mean, Dallas is, like, they shot everything. Like, they have exceeded expectations. I think reality is about to set in, and I think the Timberwolves kicked that ass.
It's just like the Pacers and the Celtics series. Like, the Timberwolves have Gobert, Cat, and Naz Reid. But for Dallas' sake, you could throw 4 bodies at them. You could throw Gafford, Lively, Washington, and then they're expected to give Maxi Kleber.
Who is Kyrie and Luka going to guard?
Who's Kyrie and Luka going to guard?
That's all you have to do is attack Kyrie and Luka.
Both of them either going to have to they're going to guard either Conley or Jaden McDaniels, and whoever, and they're going to let Josh Green defend Anthony Edwards to start, because I doubt they're going to put either one of those guys 1-on-1 on Edwards unless one of those guys want to take up that challenge. And again, if they need to, they can throw out, like, I know they haven't used Dante Exum a lot. They could throw him out. He's a bigger guard that can defend on the perimeter. Tim Hardaway Jr., he's not known for his defense, but he can play solid defense in stretches. Not the entire game, but in stretches if you need for him to. So
how many 30-point triple doubles can Luka have to be depended on? I mean, it's impressive what he's done, and the reason we always say you can't depend on Luka in the postseason is basically because of how much wear and tear he's going to take throughout a series.
Yeah, it's only going to get worse. Mm-hmm. It's only going to get worse here in the Timberwolves series. That's why
number 1 defense in the NBA, the Timberwolves. I think this is just I don't know, man. I think Dallas would have actually matched up better against the Nuggets.
But this is why you traded for Kyrie Irving.
That is true. If he goes out there, I mean, this is a dude who is one of the most special talents I've ever seen. When I watch Luka, I feel like, God, I don't even know how to explain it. Like, he is effective as hell, but it is ugly. Like, he's plotting, he bumps, he bumps.
It's the same way with Jokic.
Step backs with 3. Same thing with Jokic. Kyrie looks like he's like a Mozart. Like, dude, he'll go with the left hand hook 3-pointer off the backboard. I mean, he goes to he just everything he does looks totally different. Like, he looks like the most gifted basketball player on the court every time he plays. He comes out and he goes crazy. I can see it. But again, if you got Kyrie, you got Luka, and you got them giving 60, do you trust Tim Hardaway to make a big shot down the stretch? Are you really going to believe? I mean, P.J. Washington was electric in that last series. Can you see him continuing to shoot from the 3-point line, like basically hitting 50% of them? I don't know, man.
It's going to be tough.
It is.
It's going to be tough. But again, it's going to come down to one of these role players for the Mavericks' sake. It's going to come down to one of these role players. Josh Green, Derrick Jones. I forgot about Derrick Jones Jr. They got bodies to throw at Anthony Edwards if they need to. Jaden Hardy, he hasn't gotten much playing time, but you could see him out on the floor. It's going to have to take one or two of these guys to kind of have several out of body experience performances for them to get to the NBA Finals. And I mean, like I said, Derrick Jones Jr. He's been knocking down that corner 3 that entire series against the Thunder.
The other thing about this is like you go from playing Oklahoma City, a team that does not have a true center in reality. Like, they don't play through the post. Shea Gillis is a silky smooth, just like Kyrie. He gets to the rack, he hits that mid-range, and he shoots at a ridiculous percentage, and he is just a scorer. Jalen Williams is also a baller who, kind of came up a little bit short. he goes out there and ISOs you and gets his buckets.
Right.
Like Minnesota can hit their threes, they can go into the paint. The way they can beat you is they can, whatever you throw at them, they can adjust, and that's what I like about Minnesota. And they also don't get scared because even if they do get down, they know they can defensively stop you, and a bunch of stops, and you start getting a little bit of buckets.
Yeah,
that thing starts to roll.
No, they're a bunch of bullies over there in Minnesota, and I think
they're going to bully ball right past Dallas.
And that's how. And like I was saying with the Nuggets series, it's like that those first two games, they won those first two games. It's like they're bullying them. It's like if you bully them back, you're gonna be in this series, and that's the question that we'll find out tomorrow is whether the Mavericks can bully the bully. Can you withstand their defensive runs? When you're not making your shots, so they have a chance. They're going to be leaning on Luka like crazy. They're coming after Luka. I mean, if you thought the Thunder series was pretty rough on Luka and how they were officiating him, it's only going to get worse with Jaden McDaniels. Anthony Edwards is definitely going to have some time on him. Nickeil Alexander-Walker,
please.
Kyle Anderson, like they're gonna get after him. They're going to get after him. So it's going to be again your 30-point triple-doubles or it might be a 20-point triple-double in this series. But the other guys got to step up.
I went ahead and put a money on futures bet on the Timberwolves to win the TAM NBA title. So we'll have to keep my fingers crossed. But you know what? Sometimes you got that's why you bet on every single game is called for protection. And speaking of protection, everybody needs protection. It doesn't matter if you're on the road, on the court, or on the field. You got to have the best Bob Simpson at State Farm. He can buckle you up with auto insurance, back you up with life insurance. He can cover your business, whether it's starting, growing, or maturing. And don't forget to insure your home, no matter if you're an owner or a renter. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Call Bob Simpson today, 901-381-1233, or go online and get a free quote at bobsimpson.org. Stay protected with your good neighbor. Your good neighbor is Bob Simpson. We got some Hardenwood on the other side. Don't touch the dial. Sports 56, 98.5 FM.
At Sports 56 WHBQ on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube to watch live video of our shows. Stay up to date with station events and have chances to win prizes. Don't miss out on anything that's going on. Follow us at Sports 56 WHBQ.
Are you aware? It's patio season. Family Leisure sure is. That's why they have factory direct pricing on swimming pools, spas, and even, yes, patio furniture. Yes, sir, it's indeed patio season. So come by Family Leisure and check out all the brand new 2024 patio furniture sets. And with patio season here, you know that pool season will be here before you even know it. So buy now to get in line for your pool installation and get preseason pricing. Plus, you could save $1,000, $2,000, $3,000, even up to $5,000 on all spas and swim spas. Family Leisure has got special pricing on all in-stock saunas, theater seating, pool tables, and even outdoor kitchens. I love it when it's patio season because of all the fantastic deals that Family Leisure makes available just for you. Family Leisure, Whitten Road at I-40, where family and fun come together.
This is the month when Memphians and visitors spend a lot of time downtown. And when you're surrounded by all the Memphis inmate chaos and desperately need to find some peace and quiet, steer yourself to Barbaro Alley and Bell Tavern, Memphis's perfect downtown neighborhood bar. At Bell Tavern, you'll find cool air, low lights, and the best cocktails you'll find anywhere in town, not just downtown. Spend a little time cooling your heels and everything else, and watch the parade pass by at Bell Tavern, your Memphis and May headquarters.
Hi, folks, the Chevy Sheriff with good news for car and truck buyers. The Sunrise Chevy Ranch has acres of new Chevys and GM certified in stock, ready for immediate delivery. A $6 million used car inventory and cars and trucks for every budget, and a lot specializing in cars and trucks under $99.95. If you've been turned down by another dealer, see us at Sunrise. We specialize in financing, and SunriseMemphis.com is home of guaranteed credit approval. Cars and trucks may not be free, but at least they're affordable at Sunrise. Together, let's drive to the Sunrise Chevy Ranch, 385 in Houston, Levy, and Collierville.
Hi, it's the Herd. Whether you shower in the morning or at night, chances are you want to hop in right away instead of standing and waiting while your water heats up. My friends at Navien have your solution. Go tankless with a new Navien tankless water heater. You'll instantly get all the hot water you need as long as you need it. Right now, save hundreds on Navien tankless water heaters with local rebates. It's easy. Visit tanklessmadesimple.com. That's tanklessmadesimple.com.
Extraordinary events come once in a blue moon, and right now, even the most extravagant luxuries are well within reach. The one and only May sale is back at Sissy's Log Cabin, and you can save up to 50% on nearly everything in the store. This is your chance to get the service, selection, and experience that makes you feel like family at the best prices of the year, guaranteed. Don't miss the one and only May sale at Sissy's Log Cabin, because life's too short for ordinary jewelry.
Today, I consider myself the luckiest man on the face of the earth.
Now, back to Sports 56 Happy Hour on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour is brought to you by Tito's Vodka. Here once again, Johnny Radio.
Welcome back to a little Sports 56 Happy Hour. I'm your buddy Johnny Radio. We're about to do a little bit of hardwood, and it's brought to you by Rick's Powder Coating. If you want the perfect powder coating every time, it's Rick's Powder Coating. He specializes in automotive, residential, industrial coating with 2 conveyor lines and the largest batch ovens in the Mid-South. Let Rick take care of you. You can drop by, check Rick out, or just give him a call at 901-367-2771 or go to rickpowdercoating.com. Let's go to Hardwood. Let's go to Hardwood.
This is Access Hardwood.
Yo, 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 yo. Man, it's a wild day, man. I woke up this morning and I heard that, like, man, the Boeing is not having, like, every time you turn around, there's something bad happening on a Boeing plane. Does it not, like, you have a window get sucked off, it's crashing, tires are falling off, and now a Boeing jet is just flying through the sky, and this time it hits some of the worst turbulence I've ever heard of. A plane took a 6,000-foot drop after running into turbulence. 6,000 feet. Okay, so when you go skydiving, about the average when you fly up in a plane and jump out of an airplane is 13,500 feet. That's about the average. Dropping 6,000 feet is a good 15 seconds of free fall. If I was in a plane and that junk dropped like that, 15 seconds of a nightmare? Like, I don't know if it's 15 seconds. I ain't a mathematician. They ain't giving it out. But from what I remember from jumping out of planes, that's about how fast you were moving. Like, holy hell. And it was so bad that actually a passenger died. And by the way, just so you know, it fell from 37,000 feet to 31,000 feet. It took 5 minutes, the whole situation. Like the turbulence, that was probably 5 minutes of hell. Oh my goodness. My boy Bryant Dacus, he doesn't like flying. I'm wondering, Lee, have you ever been on an airplane?
Yes, I have been on an airplane.
It's always been like, have you ever had a rough flight?
Nah, not a rough one, but I've like you said, I've heard of people who have, though.
See, I never remember most of my flights. I'm always one of those guys, I'm very well medicated, and I love the bar at the airport. I love how they're smart. They're like, hey, a double's only $5 more. All right. If you're paying 20 for a single, might as well get a double for 25. So, you know, like, but I, you know, I like flying. But damn, man, I don't know if I want to get on a Boeing airplane. Like, they having some bad luck over the year. Speaking of bad luck, I didn't even know this until today. So, Graceland, like, right now is in foreclosure. They're talking about holding a auction on Thursday? Like, foreclosure. So, according to this this little situation that I'm reading about. Graceland, like Lisa Marie, they said, signed a document and borrowed $3.8 million from a company called Nancy Investments and Private Lending. Now, they say that they didn't get paid back their $3.8 million, and they're going to foreclose, and they're going to sell this junk off to get their money back. Now, their granddaughter says it's a scam. I don't even know who their granddaughter is. She's Riley, is all I know.
Riley Keough. She's an actress.
For real?
Oh, yeah.
Like,
she's in Mad Max. You ever seen that one?
No. Like
She's
the original Mad Max or
in- I
the
don't
new
know what
one?
I've seen.
Like, I've seen the original.
Mad Max?
Yeah.
This one's from like 2016.
Well, that's not the original, dude.
Well, I didn't say it was the original. I just said she's in Mad Max.
No, I don't know.
She's like 29. I mean,
and she's got all of Graceland?
Yeah, because Lisa Marie left it to her when Lisa Marie passed away.
What happened to Priscilla?
Well, that's a story for a different day. Priscilla's mad. Priscilla wants ownership of it.
Priscilla was in Naked Gun with Leslie Nielsen and O.J. Simpson.
John, I don't know if we've ever talked about this before. I'm not a big fan of Priscilla.
Dude, the poor girl was she was 15 years old when Elvis was dating her and stuff. I mean, come on now. It's a good thing he was living in the 60s and 50s and not in 2024. Man would be like, that man might get arrested like Red Sox pitcher. Did you see this sick freak? This is so disgusting. Yeah, man, I don't know. Elvis would have probably been in a little trouble with that in 2024, wouldn't he? You're a big Elvis fan.
Love Elvis.
I like Elvis too, man. You ain't nothing but a hound dog, bruh. Austin Maddox used to pitch for the Boston Red Sox. He was busted along with 26 other people, 27 including him, by the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office. They released the video. I appreciated it. It's disgusting, and we need to do this all across the country and get these sick freaks out. 27 dudes just in one little city from one little sting operations were trying to meet underage kids, and you know what they were trying to meet them for. Dude, every sheriff's department needs to pull these stings up. What's his name? Chris Hansen? Does he work for this prison? Does he work for this police department?
John Chris Hansen has a new show. It's on a streaming service only. I forget what streaming service it's on, but he's still doing his thing. And there are now a lot of spin-offs. People say that he gave them, the what's the word I'm looking for? Whatever. He started it, and now there's a lot of people on YouTube that try to do the same thing and catch people like this.
Actually, yeah,
Inspiration, that's the word.
They caught some movie actor, the dude who wrote a bunch of movies. That was this weekend. Did you see that?
I saw that. I forgot who he was.
Oh my God, I can't remember. Some dirty, nasty, sick freak old man. He did a lot of movies. I know he wrote the movie Twins with Arnold Schwarzenegger and Danny DeVito. But yeah, he's a sick freak. But yeah, man, there's a bunch of sick freaks out there. Let's get them all, round them up, lock them up, and go ahead and end it. Can we just go ahead and stake them straight to lethal injection? Seriously. Sick freaks. Bad stuff. But now, this was actually funny. The internet always does good. I told you about some of the memes that I like. Have y'all seen the Joe Burrow? All the people who were freaking out the other day because they thought that this was real. They have a picture with Joe Burrow with all these long locks. And it was going like, oh my God, Joe grew his hair out. Bro, it's all AI stuff. It's all fake. Yeah, man.
I was so shocked.
He looked like Anakin Skywalker. The only reason I know that is because he's a side-by-side of Anakin Skywalker.
He looks like one of those hot guys on the novels I read. Like on the covers.
What novel are you reading with hot guys on the cover,
You know,
bro?
you go to like Target and you see like the guys, their shirts off, and they're like on a ship or something.
Bro, this is so funny. Cameron Brink, do you know who she is? The great Stanford basketball player?
Yep, it plays for the Sparks now.
Yeah, she plays for the Sparks, tall, blonde. She met Shohei Ohtani at the game, and like the only thing that came out of Shohei Ohtani is, ooh, you're tall. He said it in English, by the way. Told you that man can speak English. I mean,
Yeah, she couldn't stop laughing at him.
I think it's hilarious. She is tall, man. Shohei ain't no shorty. She's towering over my man. Caitlin Clark, by the way, man, we got all kinds of women's sports going on here. She lost her cool. She got a technical foul. She hurled an F-bomb at the official, and they teed her up. But she did have a good game. She's playing a lot better. By the way, I do have to say, a lot of her turnovers in the second and third game that I've seen is because the girls can't catch the damn basketball. Like, her teammates need to start, like, catching the damn ball. Like, how many Butterfingers are on one team? Butterfingers, not Butterface. Big difference. Do you know the difference between Butterfingers and Butterface?
I do not. Tell me, John.
No. You need to know this. Butterfingers means that you're dropping, like your hands aren't working. Balls are slipping through your hand. Butterface means basically, have you ever heard, how do you say, like everything Butterface? Never heard that? See, young kids today, like back in the day, you used to have like real good, like when you would go to a baseball game, the kids would chant, go back, go back, go back to the woods. Your team's got no spirit and your coach is no good. Now everybody gets a damn trophy. Soft. Soft. So, we've had a little bit of wild stuff going on in the world. We had fights with Ricky Stenhouse Jr., that was pretty impressive. The one that was impressive is I didn't know that my man waited 2.5 hours because he got knocked into the infield. So he couldn't get to the other side where Kyle Busch was. So my man was so agitated, even after 2.5 hours, he wasn't cool enough. Like he hadn't calmed down to where he can just take care of his business. He was like, bro, I am sick and tired of this. And I'm going to go whip some, you know what?
John, I actually think that this was all a stunt. Who's the man that walked up? Who approached who? I don't know their names.
Kyle Busch and Ricky Stenhouse Jr.
Which one approached the other? Because one was just standing there and the other came walking up.
It was Ricky Stenhouse Jr. who waited 2.5 hours on the infield because Kyle Busch's terrible driving had made him wreck, and he was stuck in the infield because you can't just cross over 6 lanes where cars are driving 200 miles an hour, Dacus. So he had to wait
here's
2.5
the thing,
hours
John.
till
He
the race
walks
was
up
over.
with all of these cameras on him. I mean, this was planned thoroughly by him. I don't know. NASCAR now has NASCAR has a Netflix series now. I don't know if this was part of that, but too many cameras on him while he was approaching. I like the fights where the cameras have to like run over quickly to see what's going on. This felt like he wanted the cameras to see it.
Man, maybe. No, man, don't be telling me that they're trying to now like stir up attention in NASCAR with dead gum
I think he wanted some eyes on him. That's all I'm saying.
You know, I was talking to talking to this dude who's a big NASCAR fan, and I was like, what do you love about NASCAR? And he's like, what's there not to love about NASCAR? Everywhere you look, there's loose women, fast cars. I got steak for dinner and candy bars, man. You gotta love like NASCAR, man. See, now they're trying to get like the UFC crowd, the hockey crowd. Different crowd. Now, this is terrible. You know, like this is a sad situation I'm about to tell you about. So there was this man who lived in Canada. And I didn't even know you were allowed to have a gun in Canada, number one, okay? Like this is, I mean, I'm sure you have to like go through a million things to get a gun in Canada. But they actually hunt there. This dude was going hunting for a big old black bear, okay? So him, and he's got some dogs, you know. His dad goes with him. They're going to go out there and get him a hunt a black bear. They're going to stuff that thing, you know what I'm saying? Put it in their house, do all these wonderful things. And my man is out there hunting this, and they're tracking him. You know what I'm saying? They track bears. So they're on this bear track in Canada, and somehow they had guns. When all of a sudden my dude sits down and he's like, all right, they're about to like shoot the black bear, okay? And in a whole situation that's just very ironic, do you know what, right before they pulled the trigger and got their black bear, what happened? A grizzly bear came out of the woods and snatched homie up, bro.
And this was on video?
Dude, this is terrible. Yeah, it's not a good one if you don't want to watch this. But this poor 36-year-old man, he's got broken bones. He's got his lacerations all over his body. He's alive. The dude survived a grizzly attack. Him and his dad both. Now the 36-year-old, the younger fella, he's the one who took the initial beating. And the father shot the grizzly bear, okay? And they did find that so they sent a bunch of people in the woods and looked. They found the grizzly bear's carcass, so they did kill the grizzly bear. Unfortunately, they're not going to get to stuff the grizzly bear. Like, dude went to go stuff a black bear, gets even a bigger bear, a grizzly, plus the grizzly attacks him, and you don't give the carcass to the person that shot him who almost got mauled to death?
They're not getting the credit they deserve.
What is wrong with Canada? So many things. Bro, you have to give the carcass of this grizzly bear to this dude. He went hunting. And one of the reasons is because he had a license to kill a black bear, not a grizzly bear. Is that so Canada or what? Finds out also, this is so sad if you're in Canada, grizzly bear on average attack 104 British Columbians every 10 years. So that's like 10.4 bear attacks by grizzlies every single year. So if you're out in the woods, buddy, better be careful. I still can't believe they didn't give this carcass to this man. And by the way, is his dad like the dad of the year for shooting the grizzly and not shooting his son?
Yes, for real.
Good job, Dad. You are dad of the year. But Canada, we got to be better, bro. He only had a license to shoot a grizzly bear. I guess they're probably saying this guy's lucky we don't put you in jail after you get out of the hospital because we didn't give you a license to shoot a grizzly bear. Terrible. Terrible. So Canadian. We got to take a quick time out. On the other side, we're going to be betting on some games tonight. I'll tell you who we're betting on. Sports 56, 98.5 FM.
From the Family Leisure Studio, we are Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Locally owned and operated for over 40 years, Automatic Gates Construction tailors custom gate solutions for all your residential, commercial, and industrial needs, including repairs, maintenance, and installation. Automatic Gates Construction specializes in designing and installing automatic gates and fencing that seamlessly blends security, functionality, and aesthetic appeal. Elevate the safety and efficiency of your property with a premium gate solution. Automatic Gates Construction at myautomaticgates.com.
It's time to get to Gossett Kia on the Pike so Bobby J can put you in your new Kia today. Want summer fun and 41 MPG? We Gossett with 2024 Kia Forte LXS. $199 a month, $34.99 due at signing. How about 282 miles of EPA estimated range with new 2023 Kia EV6 Win? $249 a month. Get extra room and extra fun with 2024 Kia Telluride LX. $357 a month. Both $39.99 due at signing. All 24-month lease plus 0% APR for 48 months. Available on the all-new Kia EV9. And peace of mind with Kia's 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty. So hurry to Gossett Kia, 1900 Covington Pike. Online, KiaCovingtonPike.com.
If you want it, we Gossett and Gossett Motor Cars.
Include all rebates and incentives. Price excludes $695 PF. Lease includes PF $695, $650 acquisition fee, EV6 P5610964, MSRP $50,200, Telluride RG $510,849, MSRP $38,305, Forte LXS RE78169, MSRP $21,820. Must finance through Hyundai. Excludes tax title and license. See dealer for complete details. Offer valid through 5/31/2024 with approved credit. Dealer stock only.
Rick's Powder Coating for a beautiful finish every time. Rick's Powder Coating specializes in automotive, ornamental, residential, and industrial coating. With 2 conveyor lines and the largest batch ovens in the Mid-South, Rick's can accommodate all of your powder coating needs. Locally owned and operated since 2002, Rick's Powder Coating will customize a beautiful finish just for you. Drop by or call to see how Rick's Powder Coating can bring color to your life. 901-367-2771 or rickspowdercoating.com.
They say health is wealth, and I could not agree more. That's why if you or somebody in your life is living with everyday aches and pains, I want to tell you about Relief Factor. And I'm telling you, I can feel the difference. Relief Factor is a daily supplement that helps fight pain naturally. Naturally. Now that's a big deal. Developed by doctors. Relief Factor's unique formula of ingredients all work together to help support your body's response to inflammation. Instead of masking pain for a couple of hours, Relief Factor actually helps reduce or even eliminate your pain for good. Whether it's neck, back, joint, or muscle pain, if you're looking to feel better, live better, give Relief Factor a try. In 3 weeks, you will know if it's working because you'll feel it. For instance, I was sent Relief Factor to try, and I've been taking it every single day. I'll tell you what, I feel the difference every day. Go to ReliefFactor.com or call 1-800-4RELIEF. That's 1-800-4-RELIEF. Save on your first order. Don't let pain tell you how to live. Fight back naturally with Relief Factor. These products and statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease or condition.
As the seasons change, so does the need for reliable home comfort. It's time to turn to the experts with Choates, where your family's comfort is our top priority. Right now, Choates is making it easier than ever to upgrade your home's climate control with our exceptional Carrier systems. There's never been a better time to enhance your comfort. Select from incredibly low monthly payments, 36 months no interest financing, or choose our $1,650 Cool Cash rebate instead and lower the upfront cost on select Carrier systems. It's not just savings, it's Cool Cash in your pocket. Low monthly payments, no interest financing, or Cool Cash rebates? Whatever you choose, you're choosing quality, reliability, and the trusted service of Choates. Call us today at 347-8086 or visit ChoatesHVAC.com to learn more about these incredible savings. But hurry, these deals are as fleeting as a cool breeze on a hot day. Choates, let our family serve your family.
The 36th annual John Bull Bramlett Memorial Golf Classic is Tuesday, May 28th. This summer, Great Memphis Fellowship of Christian Athletes, or FCA, will have over 1,000 student athletes and coaches participating in camps. The funds raised from this golf tournament help send athletes to camp where they learn more about their sport as well as learning leadership skills while hearing the gospel of Jesus. For registration and sponsorship information, please visit memphisfca.org or email memphisfca@fca.org.
4.9-liter V8, 0 to 60, and I'm about to find out.
Now, back to Sports 56 Happy Hour on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour is brought to you by Tito's Vodka. Here once again, Johnny Radio.
Welcome back to a little Sports 56 Happy Hour. I'm your buddy Johnny Radio, and I got some winners, man. I got two games that I really like, one in baseball and one in basketball tonight, and we are about to get to it. But first, I have to tell you, it's brought to you by a locally owned and operated company that's been one for over 40 years. It's Automatic Gates Construction. They tailor custom gate solutions for all your residential, commercial, and industrial needs, including repairs, maintenance, and installation. Automatic Gates Construction specializes in designing and installing automatic gates and fencing that seamlessly blends security and functionality and aesthetic appeal into your crib, your house. Elevate your safety, your efficiency with premium gate solutions. Automatic Gates Construction at myautomaticgates.com. Check them out. And again, I put up an automatic gate. I love mine more than anything. They came out there. They put it up. It was one afternoon. I was like, man, this is awesome. This is great. And then when I let my dogs out in the backyards, I forgot I have a 2.5-pound Chihuahua, and she could, sneak through the little crack. I called them up. They came out there and they just cut these little 2.5-foot bars and they put them in between each. It looks great. They did it in about an hour. I mean, I call them up. They have a solution for you. So again, check them out. They'll take care of you. They are the best, honestly, and it makes your house look so good. It's myautomaticgates.com. I got some winners, bro. The Reds are playing today, and somehow they're not favored. They're playing the Padres, who, let me remind you, Padres are in San Diego. So the Padres played 2 games yesterday. One of them was at like 12 o'clock, which is like 10 o'clock in the morning. San Diego people. They played 2 baseball games yesterday. They lost the second one, couldn't even get a damn hit. I mean, they got a hit, but I'm saying couldn't score any runs. Couldn't score the first game yesterday until late in the innings, and then they came back and went crazy, but that's because the Braves bullpen is trash. Today, the Padres, who played 2 games yesterday, on the road yet again, had to fly to Cincinnati after the 2 games yesterday. They're now in Cincinnati, and they got Joe Musgrove on the bump. He's terrible. 3-3, 6.37 ERA. The Reds got Andrew Abbott, who's a good lefty. Guess who doesn't hit lefties? The Padres. Padres are worn out, beat, tired, exhausted, and now they're in Cincinnati. De La Cruz goes off. Take the Reds. Even money, bro. I love this bet. And then I got a slight lean. I'm leaning on the over tonight. Of course, the Pacers and the Celtics, they like to get out and score a lot. And I still like Boston. I think they're going to hit their threes tonight. I think they're going to take care of business. Pacers are terrible at defense. I think the Celtics roll. Watch the end game. But, man, the big bet for me is the Cincinnati Reds. For Lee Aldwin, for Bryant Dacus, I'm John Harden. Get out there, make the world a better place. We're going to see you on the flip side. Peace.
Memorial Day weekend is coming, which means many folks will be grilling. And if you're firing up the grill this weekend or any weekend, there's one place to go for everything you need. Memphis Barbecue Supply. You need charcoal? They have 10 different brands of either lump or briquette charcoal. Pellets? How about over 2 tons in stock? 12 different flavors and blends. Looking for wood for smoking? Memphis Barbecue Supply has 9 different types of wood in chips, chunks, mini logs, and logs. You can even mix and match your wood from their bins of loose chunks. Whatever it is that you're grilling, steaks, ribs, burgers, pork butts, you name it, they have over 378 different rubs, sauces, injections, and raw spices to make sure your food tastes great. If you have any questions,